Well, knowing that time is already gone, I'll just share a few thoughts. I have had my first learnings and learnings till date from two persons on the IT side. One happens to be here. And that one learning which I have had from Mr. J. Satyanarayana comes in his last sentence, that the devil is in the detail. That is where we face the problems. When we talk of ICT for good governance, I've been wondering on one thing, that before you go in for e-governance, we have to have a governance system. I think that is a basic fundamental. And when we talk of a governance system, we are trying to come out of a chaos to some order. Use of ICT is to bring efficiency to that order. That is where the basic importance of BPR and as is and as it should be requires maximum time to be put in. One of the problems I have seen is creation of all of us, which is normally referred to as bureaucracy by the people. Many of us do not have time to look into this aspect, forgetting that any e-governance effort or initiative takes place only when the leader is interested in it and the leader is willing to go down into the devil's details. That is missing. Second reason it is not getting through is that the moment you bring in sensible e-governance, it minimizes discretion. To draw support from what our colleague from J&K had said, I won't put rent seeking alone, but the moment you minimize discretion, you feel threatened of dilution of your authority. Third is non-availability of capacity. Because in any department where you do not have IT resources, and if you tell them that you take up your BPR, they don't know where to start from and where to go. Let us not talk of RFP over there. One of the things, again, as a starting point, is a mindset. And I have been experiencing that mindset at every stage. When we were doing the MCA 21, the moment you talk to a registrar of companies, he would tell you, you can't do it. The company's law doesn't permit it. The rules don't permit it. Nobody ever thinks that if this rule is redundant or if this rule has lost its relevance, let us amend the rule. This is the last thing that comes on the mindset, and a lot of it is required. Say, for example, I'll just share one instance with you before I take my seat. I was sharing with Sir. I said I need some time with him because the project of e-district, though we are supposed to implement, is I don't have a clarity on it. We count endless number of services. Caste certificate, these certificates, caste certificate, residence certificate, date of birth certificate, death certificate, so many of these. 7 of these, which are non-dynamic fields, can be put into one composite certificate, and that can be given to a citizen. But what I was looking at is, I asked my chief secretary, I said there are no GOs, like in my state, there are no government orders on any of these citizen services. There are instructions which have been issued from time to time which don't have the sanctity of a GO. For a caste certificate, the instruction is Tahsildar will issue it, because Tahsildar is also an executive magistrate. So I asked my chief secretary, I said, look, if a Tahsildar issues a wrong certificate, can you haul him up? He looked at me. He said, I understand what you are saying. I said, we have not defined the process in a GO. Now the process is, in my e-Disha center, my e-district pilot, I went over there, I pulled out a boy and a girl from the queue. They were queuing up for a domicile certificate or a caste certificate. And I asked them, how did you reach here? So they showed me they were there with a paper, a form filled up. They said, we first came here, bought this form from the vendor. कितने में लिया? 25 रुपया में. उसके बाद क्या किया? He said, मैंने कहा खुद भरा? नहीं, दूसरे से भरवाया 20 रुपए में. फिर उसके बाद उसको लेके गांव में गया. गांव में गांव के लंबरदार और सरपंच, लंबरदार इज अ गवर्नमेंट रिप्रेजेंटेटिव इन पंजाब हरियाणा दिस एरिया, उनसे वेरीफाई करवाया, आई एम ए रेजिडेंट ऑफ दिस विलेज और दिस इज माय कास्ट. उसके बाद पटवारी को ढूंढा, पटवारी के पास गया, उसका दस्तखत करवाया, उसके बाद मैं यहां आया. और अब तहसीलदार का, इससे पहले के तहसीलदार का क्लर्क, जिसको तहसीलदार ने अपने डिजिटल सिग्नेचर की दी हुई है, वो उसको अप्लाई करके सर्टिफिकेट इशू करे. His photograph is taken, his particulars are fed in the system, which becomes a part of the record, so that next time he comes, he doesn't have to go through that verification process. Now when I look at it, the basic verification comes from the village lambardar and the sarpanch. The tahsildar and the patwari are just unnecessary cogs in the system. Why do we need them? My project to my chief secretary was, why can't I authorize formally the village lambardar and the sarpanch to verify his caste or his residency in my database? And once that database is validated through it, one doesn't need to go in for an application. The moment you raise it, 4 of my senior most officers in the state, they said, what you say makes sense, but yeah, after all, Tahsildar is Tahsildar. How can you eliminate Tahsildar? I have only wanted to share this. This is the mindset which we have to come out with when we want to change the process. Why do I need to issue 6 certificates? Why can't I issue 1 certificate? Why can't I allow him, without an application, to go to my CSC or any outlet in the village where he says, I'm so and so, I want to draw this certificate up? I think we have to look at these things, sir. And this is the problem I find in e-district. We chose somewhere in between an e-state and an e-village or an e-urban area. The starting has to be an e-village or an e-urban area. Automatically it will converge at e-subdivision, e-district and e-state, rather than keeping only e-district and in every process keeping certain manual interventions as a part of that service delivery. That's all.